So today I want to talk about how sometimes, or at least in my own experience, um, when I had managed to leave and I had escaped entirely everything that was going on, the abusive relationship that I was in, um, I I actually was working at a job, and at this job, I had a coworker, and I think that what happened was she came in to work her shift with me, and then she mentioned uh, that one of her sisters put a Facebook post on to Facebook talking about how uh, there was her baby nephew or niece or something. I can't remember if it was boy or girl. But, anyways, the baby apparently wasn't breathing, and the sister of my coworker was putting that on Facebook. And she kept on making these posts about it. And at the time, I didn't really, nothing registered. I was working, it was a regular job. It wasn't, I was just working at a cash register. We both were. And it was in retail. And so I think now what happened was she wanted me to look like I overreact, or I think that there's the worst thing happening in too many situations where there's really nothing bad going on. I'm not really sure. I don't know what this whole experience was about. Um, hopefully it wasn't hopefully it wasn't real. Hopefully it wasn't uh, hopefully it was just uh, my relatives or whomever playing, trying to like test me or trying to make me overreact about something. But here's what happened. I did overreact. The next day, she came in to work, and uh, she brought it up to me again. And this time, I paid attention. So at first, I was confused. I didn't know what to think or what to say. But then she kept on making the situation sound worse and worse and worse. So I was like, okay, I have to get the telephone book. Yes, there was telephone books back then when this happened. I have to get the telephone book. I have to go in the back room, and I need to call for help because she said that the child that needed help was way out in a secluded area from within Canada. And so I went back there and I called for help, and I reported everything she told me. I didn't say anything different. I just said what she told me. And I really was triggered. Like, I was really, really scared and upset, and I was mad at myself for not taking her more seriously the previous day before she the day before, when she had brought this up to me. So I did overreact, and I just called for everybody to go out to this rural part of Alberta, where I'm from. I'm from Alberta, Canada. And that's where she said her sister was. Then they asked the the phone number, the hotline that I had called, asked to speak directly to her, to the coworker that was that brought this to my attention. So that was good, because then she can just straighten it out with them and whatever. But oftentimes, what will happen is, especially if you leave an abusive situation, whatever type of abuse it is, whether it's family abuse, domestic violence between a spouse and their partner, if it's dating abuse, whatever the type of abuse it is, if you leave, often what's going to happen is they're going to try to make you look like you're overreacting about anything you might say about what you experienced in the situation that you had managed to escape from. So this was, I think now that maybe, I'm hoping that maybe this wasn't a real situation, what she was bringing to me, this coworker. I'm hoping it wasn't. If it wasn't real situation and they were just trying to make it look like I just blow everything out of proportion, and that's the way I am, and I make up false reports and things like that. I would actually not mind that as much as if it was really happening, as the coworker of mine was saying that things were occurring. And it was pretty bad. Like, I think anybody would have called for EMS or RCMP to go out to that secluded area, and just check around and make sure everything's okay. But there's a good chance that they just tried to make me look like I was overreacting, because I had been in the free and clear of the abusive relationship that I was stuck within. I couldn't leave for a really long time, and I just kept trying and kept trying and kept trying, and then I was able, one day things got so bad that I was able to get away from the abuse. So everything culminated to that point where even if the abuser wanted me to stay in the relationship with him, and even if I wanted to stay, which I did not, I could not anymore. The situation evolved into something so volatile that there was just no way that they could keep me there in that abusive relationship. So I had been working a job, and I had been away from that abusive relationship for a lot of years. So I think that there's a good chance, remembering back, there's a good chance that maybe they just wanted to freak me out, and they just wanted to make me look like I overreact. And here I'm calling for help for the family that was out in this area that's pretty small town, really, really small town and secluded. And so the good thing is that the person on the telephone that I spoke to about it, she asked to speak directly to the coworker that came in and was telling me everything about this terrible situation. So I think everything would have worked out okay, but that's sometimes what happens. They're going to try to, especially if you've managed to get away for a long time, and you're working a job and you're having a normal life, they're going to try to backtrack and make it look like you overreact about certain things that have to do with abuse that you really should report and you should talk about. Yeah.